Next conversation. The new Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mojisola Meranda, has begun to stamp her authority and is determined to unify the 10th Assembly. At her first plenary as Speaker, Meranda pledged to work with the State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the judiciary in order to achieve a greater Lagos. In her address, she thanked her colleagues for the confidence they displayed in making her their Speaker, while emphasizing the importance of synergy between the House and other arms of government for good governance.
Exactly 10:37 a.m. on Friday, the bell rang. That was the call to lawmakers to move into the chambers for the plenary session, scheduled for 11 a.m. to begin. Many say it's a fresh chapter for the Assembly as lawmakers arrived early. Few minutes past 11 a.m., Mojisola Meranda walked into the chamber that had its gallery already filled to capacity, with observers who came in large numbers to witness the historic first session to be presided over by the first female Speaker of the House. As the new Speaker took her seat, the business of the day began. Her first task was the announcement of the new principal officers of the House.
To take the chair
Temitope Adedeji Adewale is the new majority leader. He replaces Nohim Adams, who held the position until the impeachment of former Speaker Mudashiru Obasa. Setonji David was announced the chief whip, while Okonlawon Sani became the deputy whip. Another interesting part of the plenary was the announcement of two members of the House who threw their weight behind the election of the new Speaker. In what can be described as her first official speech to the lawmakers, Mrs. Meranda promised to carry out her duty with diligence and commitment to the people of the state.
As the newly elected Speaker, I am deeply grateful for the trust and confidence you have restored in me, and I pledge to work tirelessly to uphold the principle of transparency, good governance, and other noble that this noble house stands for. We focus on working together for a better Lagos. We prioritize leaving the past behind and forging ahead. We will not dwell on past controversies or disagreements, but instead focus on the great and pressing tasks ahead.
A motion for adjournment was moved and the new Speaker took a tour of the Assembly premises accompanied by members of the House. Of the 40 members of the House, 36 were present at the plenary. Meanwhile, congratulatory messages are still pouring in for the newly elected Speaker of the House, Right Honourable Mojisola Lasbat Meranda. Abimbola Agbebi, TVC News, Lagos.
The new Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mojisola Meranda, calling for unity for a better Lagos, is a step in the right direction, don't you agree?
Yes, absolutely. She has no choice. She has no choice. She's a child of history, and she has to learn from it. One of the problems that the former Speaker had was the disagreement with the governor. It was obvious. That speech that he made during the presentation of the budget was the beginning of what caused the problem that he had. So it goes without saying that the new Speaker must learn from that and know that it is important for them to have a good synergy, both the executive and the legislature. And in fairness, that is what should happen, because if you want a better Lagos, there must be a synergy between the executive and the legislative arm, because both of them are the two modes. Well, yes, the judiciary is there, but the legislative arm and the executive arm are quite very important. And the last dispensation, for reasons that I don't know and that is not in the public domain, the last Speaker, the Speaker and the governor did not really get along properly. And I want to commend her for saying quite early at the beginning that there's going to be a good synergy between the executive and the legislature, and that she hopes that they will be able to do better for the people of Lagos. Right. I think that's nice.
Okay, BKO, Honorable Mojisola Meranda, who is now the first female Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Talk to me. What are you looking forward to with this new leadership?
I expect synergy with the incumbent governor of the state. She has a lot of influence by even the circumstances of her birth, and she has tremendous support of the House members now. The last meeting that they held, about 37 of them were in attendance. That's a significant number. It's not even a simple majority. It's an overwhelming majority. So, and you can see that she has moved quickly to dissolve the standing committees to effect a change in the leadership of the House. Majority leader, someone else being appointed, and she's trying to ensure that she's in a position of strength, because the last speaker was very influential, very powerful, was somebody that his colleagues dreaded, because he ran the House in a very totalitarian way. Even our colleagues, some of them couldn't even grant interviews unless he gave the directive. Exactly. So Miranda is now in position to bring everybody together, and I'm sure even the Lagos Traditional Council will continue to provide her with support, because he also had a hand in her emergence, because at the time when they were putting those signatures together, the Oneiru was very much involved. At some point too, the Oba of Lagos was contacted before they now reached out to the president's principal private secretary, Akim Mure-Okunla, who helped them to generally get things done. So it's like a new beginning for the Lagos State House of Assembly. And yes, Miranda may not be politically skillful like the man who was there. She may not have ambitions of her own, maybe to go to the Senate or even become governor. And that helps. That means she'll be able to focus on knitting together the House. But I'm confident that under her leadership, the House and the current governor of the state will enjoy working together. Sanwo-Olu has already made that clear, that he told them in private that issues of their welfare will be addressed, dealt with. So it's a very good beginning. So the distractions that we saw no longer. I think that Mudashiru Obasa did a tremendous job as Speaker. If you knew that House, in terms of infrastructure development in the House, there has never been a Speaker that performed like Muda, because we have to be fair to people. Okay. It's important to be fair to people. If you are not fair to people, you should not expect people to be fair to you. In terms of infrastructure development, that House has experienced tremendous leap, and it was under Muda that happened. He didn't get his politics right. People make such mistakes, but it is what it is. Now there's a new leadership, and of course, I'm sure she will enjoy the support of the members, because all along they promised the traditional institution in Lagos that they were going to put her forward once they get Muda out of the way, and to that extent, they got the support of the traditional institution, and the coup was then perfected. So I'm sure she will continue to play the role of a new broom and lead her colleagues competently.
All right, Asuko, how important is the synergy between the executive, legislature, and the judiciary for effective governance? How important is this synergy?
It is very, very important. because it is the legislators that will also look at what the executive are doing.
In terms of oversight.
Yes, you know. And don't forget, even if the governor is going to bring out ideas, the legislators will look at it and go back to their people and say, okay, what do you want?
Okay.
You know, and look at, even I'm talking about the budgeting, you know, and look at if the governor actually captured what the people who they are also representing, you know, want. So that synergy is really, really important. And when we have governors who are not, you know, having a very good relationship with their lawmakers or even the speaker, that underdevelopment shows. It clearly shows. It was just so unfortunate that the speaker, the former speaker, had that frosty relationship with, you know, with the governor. Yeah, we are always seeing them together at parties. They would laugh, but deep down, we knew that
they like each other.
They didn't like each other at all. So we are hoping that with Mojisola coming on board, she's just starting. We are just talking about her confidence level. You know, it will build up with time.
Over time, exactly.
She'll get used to it.
She'll really get used to it. You know, it's not easy becoming the speaker of the Lagos, Lagos House of Assembly. So it's just like you are the speaker. You are the
number one speaker in the country. Apart from in the state assembly, yes. Apart from the National Assembly, yes.
Being a female is a huge work for her. So there will be so many attention. People will want to have her ears left, right, and center. So, but the major person should really want to have that relationship should be the governor. Okay. Because if she has a very good relationship with the governor, she'll have a smooth sail all through. And then she also has to listen to our lawmakers, our colleagues, you know, because I think the major problem I foresee from the previous speaker was sometimes you call lawmakers and say, come and react to a particular thing. The next thing they will tell you,
the speaker has not
don't even go there at all. The only time you hear our lawmakers in Lagos talking to you was during their stakeholders meeting. That is the only time. And they only talk about their constituency, and that is it. So when they have other national issues for them to react, they don't even go there because the speaker was more like the emperor, you know. Yes, he did so many things, fantastic things in the House Assembly. Even he did some things in the Assembly which, you know, most of them would like. And then
BKO talked about the infrastructure. Yes,
you know, because in fact, if you go to the Lagos Assembly, you'll be shocked. So beautiful, But in terms of giving his colleagues, you know, the opportunity for them to express themselves, that was where he got it.
And he didn't play politics right.
And then the way he played politics was Agege. The people of Agege will forever love him because he took Agege like his own baby, changed the Agege that used to be in people's mind. If you go to Agege now, it's so beautiful because he was.
Sorry, can I add something to that?
Know.
Yeah, please do.
Don't believe the propaganda that it was like an emperor when he was there. You know, when things like this happen, people say things. But one of his strongest points was that he had a very good relationship with his members as speaker. Because don't forget that some weeks ago, these same members, they gave him vote of confidence. Yes. It's just because VAR just nullified it. It's not. I agree that.
We had relationship with some or most of the lawmakers. And some of them will always say, hold on, don't go there.
No, it's possible that when you have been on a seat for about 10 years, you understand, there's the amount of power
do you know
that you will.
Do you know he had his own clique, his own people?
No, that's how politics is played. In every house for it to survive. What I just want to add is that you said that for the new speaker to survive, she must have good relationship with the governor. That's not correct. The only person that will make her survive are the members. If they don't like her tomorrow, because unlike the executive,
even though you have a relationship with the governor,
it is easy to remove the speaker. It's just for members to say, we don't want you to lead us. That's it. And they will remove. So the madam, the right honorable Meranda should know that the people that will sustain her on that seat are the members. So at every point in time, she should continue to look at gaining the trust and respect of her colleagues. While doing that, she should also have a good relationship with the governor so that they can have a better synergy. I agree that there should be a better synergy between the executive and the legislature, because the legislature the constitution has given them a very important role.
Yes.
They are the ones that are going to pass the budget, which is what the executive will use to bring the so-called dividends of democracy. You understand? They have oversight functions, so they're supposed to supervise everybody.
Everything.
So it is important that such important organization, house, should be able to have a good synergy with the governor. It was unfortunate that it didn't happen in the last one. But you see, politics, you know, sometimes the way politics go.
Sure.
You know, but, you know, the last time we discussed this topic, if you remember, I said that Muda was one of the best speakers that I don't know.
I remember.
I know that Majid was against me.
Exactly.
BKO has confirmed that. When you look at the house, when you look at the infrastructure, when you look at the activities of the House of Assembly, when you compare with the other House of Assemblies in other states, when you look at the significance of the bills that they've passed, you cannot take a lot away from Muda. But just like he didn't play his politics well. And in politics, when you make the wrong turn,
that is it.
you pay for it.
All right, then. Let's move